Hi guys, and welcome back to another Starcraft Remastered replay cast, as once again we have a very interesting engagement here in between the two pro players from the South Korean scene. So of course you guys should know who these are. Let me just start by introducing them to you, as we have spawning here in the upper right in the orange. It is Scan, a very known player, a very known Terran player who has also casted some games with Artosis together and also played with Artosis together. And his opponent spawning here in the upper left part in the brown, it is Jiko. But this is of course the AK from JAEDONG. So yeah, quite two known figures from the Starcraft scene as they're spawning here on a 4 spawning location map. So very soon we are going to be checking out their build orders like we do in the previous replays. Quite interesting game here, Terran versus Zerg. The Overlord is already moving out for JAEDONG in the right direction, luckily here for him. Then we can see of course the production tab here in the upper left part. We see first Overlord being spawned here for JAEDONG, and this could either be a spawning pool first or a fast expansion for him. And I believe Scan should of course go for his his bio build order, the Marines early on with their upgrades. We've seen this even in the ASL tournament, are very strong. So there is his barracks, there is his supply depot. Looks like the pretty standard open up here for the Terran, as I believe he's also going to be sending out his first scouting SCV. Let's have a look at the JAEDONG really quick. Actually first goes into the fast expansion, now scouting the map with a drone. So Overlord into fast expansion build order here for him. I believe he's preparing a more macro orientated game, and actually Scan could punish this with a strong push with some Marines early on. With the upgrades with the medics, we've seen how strong this can be versus the Zergs. Now let's have a look. The Overlord is coming here forward. JAEDONG really wanting to know where exactly Scan is hiding, so sends out his units all around the map. There is the spawning pool. Gas should be followed up very soon. And yeah, by this time right now JAEDONG knows where Scan is located. Scan also now scouting the map, and he is heading into the right direction, into the upper left part. His first SCV actually going straight into the wrong direction, but this one will of course catch now the expansion from JAEDONG. And yeah, let's see how the game is going to continue, where exactly, or if JAEDONG is going to be going for his tier 2 upgrade. There we have a nice macro hatch, and JAEDONG even sending out here 2 drones, I believe, to inflict some damage towards the SCV. And yeah, the SCV is scouting of course. The SCV will stay here as long as he can, just to see exactly when the tier 2 upgrade is going to happen here from JAEDONG. On Scan also reacting here with a expansion for him. So barracks into expansion, very interesting build order for him. Also very macro orientated game by him. This could mean that he will very likely continue with a bunker to secure his expansion, and then perhaps later on add some more barracks and some more factories perhaps. We even have the supply depot, so of course he's going to very likely go try to wall off the entrance just in case there are some Zerglings moving here forward from JAEDONG. So no tier 2 upgrade yet here for JAEDONG. He could of course, yes indeed, he went for the tier 2 upgrade here into this location. Now it's very important for him to snipe this SCV, somehow surround him. Let's see if he's going to be successful. No, sadly for him not. Scan sees the tier 2 upgrade, he sees the timing, so he knows it either should be Lurker, Tech 2, or a Mutalisk harassment by JAEDONG. Very likely a Mutalisk harassment, as many Zerglings really like to go for those Mutalisk against the Terran, and JAEDONG is of course known for his Mutalisk micro. More and more units are getting spawned here for the Terran. We see the upgrade for the Zerglings, more Marines are getting built by him. We also see the academy, so very soon the upgrades will of course need to be made for those Marines, and many Terrans like to of course go for the weapons 1 upgrades and the range upgrade like we've seen. And also let's not forget Stim, so it's either going to be Stim for Scan or perhaps weapons 1 with range for him. Let's see what exactly he's opting for. It might be just straight into Stim for him. This should be his engineering bay, yes indeed. So he might just go straight for Stim, and he might even try to attack the Zerg early on. Let's see exactly what his plan is, as there is a spire here for JD. So JD very likely going for those Mutalisk, and Scan just staying back home, defending his expansion, defending his main. No factory yet for him, just 2 barracks. Just the first medics are also getting produced. And yes, indeed, it is a stim upgrade for Scan. So very soon, as soon as the stim is going to finish, I believe he's going to try to move out. Actually, he's moving out quite early here. And very likely going to try to attack the expansion point here from JD. So as soon as he arrives, stim will be finished. Now he has started his weapons 1 upgrade. And this can be very deadly against those Zergling. Speed, of course, has been done, but yeah, that stim with those medics really strong. 1 medic caught off guard. Second medic here also almost getting surrounded, so a little bit of a mistake here by Scan losing 1 medic there. So stim has been done. The Sunkens will be finished very soon for JD, as the first Mutalisk should also be spawned very soon by him, as I believe the Spire has indeed finished. So yes, indeed, there it is. 8 Mutalisk all of a sudden being done here by JAEDONG. So Scan, of course, knows this is very likely going to keep the Marines very close to his expansion. Very soon he will add those turrets, there they are. And at the same time he adds more and more of those barracks and even more turrets to secure the production building. So let's see what the harassment here from JAEDONG is going to do. Is he going to be successful into sniping some of those SCVs? The turrets will finish exactly on time here for Scan, so he should be fine. 4 of those turrets here, and let's see how many Mutalisks there are here for JAEDONG. Around 9 Mutalisks already for him, so quite a strong force, but it's 4 turrets. I believe he could snap 1 SCV or 2. Let's see, 2 have been snapped already. The Mutalisk also taking quite some damage. So pretty good harassment, but in the end 1 Mutalisk for 2 SCVs. Quite a fair trade here for both players. I believe JAEDONG is going to try to move you forward. There are some Marines guarding this, but of course they will not stand any chance against those Mutalisks in the air. Stim has been finished. Luckily here for Scan, the Marines are moving out from the barracks, and this low defended position here gives actually JAEDONG quite a great start into this game. So more and more Marines are getting snapped. The Mutalisk count still strong. Weapons 1 will be finished very soon. And yeah, quite a nice game here by JAEDONG, showing us his skill. Actually, sadly here for Scan, he didn't really defend this location quite well. So all of a sudden JD in a very good position. He's really are taking now some damage, but remember they have snapped so many Marines. So in the end it was a very good trade here for JAEDONG as we're closing in towards the 10-minute mark. So quite some large amount of those Marines have been snapped here for JAEDONG. At the same time, JAEDONG is taking his lower left part. Very good early game by him. And I believe very soon Scan is also going to try to add many more turrets into this location, as we'll try to defend the production buildings here by him. And we also see a factory, so it might be a push later on with some tanks into this location, like we've seen the game from ASL in between Rush and Hero, I believe it was. Rush also tried a push around the 10-minute mark with some tanks, but hold on, we actually have a move out here by Scan with weapons 1 upgrade. I believe range has also been done, so like he did scan this location and he's moving forward. The reaction by JAEDONG, of course, he's very likely going to try to block the ramp with a cocoon here with some lurkers, but the units make it here forward, and I believe the lurkers will be very likely killed by Scan. So all of a sudden things are getting more into a better perspective here for Scan as he's moving forward with his Marines, still taking some damage out of the Mutalisk, but at the same time the Mutalisk also deal damage. The 2 lurkers have been sniped, and if Scan is very likely, or he should be of course, taking this expansion very soon. Last JAEDONG's bringing in some Zerglings, but reinforcements also nicely pulling here forward for the Terran. And yeah, the group of Marines should react, should go for the hatchery, I believe. Let's see what the plan from Scan is, as he is taking quite a good position here. With a good scan, he will very likely take out the lurker, and he could even surround it. He even added some fire bats. So let's see, indeed, there comes the scan. Both armies are moving out. The lurker is pretty much exposed. And yeah, the Zerglings will of course stand no chance versus the Marines from Scan. So yeah, Scan taking this expansion quite a Good move by him, so it's still going to be a 2 base versus 2 base engagement here, and base will fall as Protoss also being taken out. And JAEDONG, interesting enough for him, he's going to take the low right part, so nice big reaction by him, making a expansion quite far away from his main, somehow bringing a drone into this location. And I believe Scan did not really check this location, not really scanned it, as he's now moving forward with more units. And there it is, the tank push, only one tank, so JAEDONG could of course snipe it if he's lucky with some Mutalisk, so the tank will of course be the damage dealers to take out the Sunkens. Let's see if this is going to work out. But no, it looks like Scan has changed his mind, he's moving back. Either that or he's trying to reposition some units, are still being left here to defend the location. Scan might even take this expansion right here, as some Guardians are now moving forward, so quite an interesting move by JAEDONG, catching me completely off guard. So now Scan has to make up his mind, either he comes back to defend or he's going to attack, and I believe he's going to move straight forward to attack here. So quite a surprising move here, a nice Guardian rush by JAEDONG, and there is the push here forward by Scan, as he's going to take out all of the Sunkens very soon, but also taking quite some damage out of the Lurkers. So only one Sunken being left, but there's 3 Lurkers here, and it would be quite suicidal here. But hold on, we do have actually Dark Swarm, for the lucky move by JAEDONG. So not only a Guardian rush, but also a Dark Swarm rush with some Defilers here from JAEDONG. So what a great tactic here, what a great move by him. Finally Scan should be able to clear this out with the Wraiths here, and the Guardians also taking quite some damage in a bad position. Scourge should take some damage, but a great micro here by Scan, as in the end both are losing their units there. So quite a nice timing push with a Guardian rush by JAEDONG, also giving him time to make those Defilers, to create those defenses, versus the push by Scan at around the 10-minute mark. And let's not forget that JAEDONG also has this expansion right here connected with a Night Swarm. Scan does not know about it, so he's moving out. He really doesn't want the macro game by JAEDONG to continue, as he's now moving forward here, scans the area, sees the Lurker, even deals damage towards the Lurker. I believe with that he might take it, or there is a Night Swarm, remember, and there is also of course the Orange Storm here by the Defiler, the Dark Swarm here by the Defiler. Of course the perfect counter against so many Marines. Scan tries to dodge it, tries to steam here forward, and nice move by him, but there's still some Lurkers being left alive, and those Dark Swarm really doing some great defensive job here for the Zerg, as he's able to push this back by Scan. Scan also leaving those units here. I believe those could be used to harass perhaps the expansion point there, or to regroup here into this location. A nice highway being created here by JAEDONG. Of course he's abusing the fact that the Pilot can eat the Zerglings for more and more energy, and yeah, I believe with that attack is pretty much stopped. But Scan is now bringing his reinforcements forward. There's even some vultures here in the middle of the map trying to of course engage the reinforcements by JAEDONG, as we even see a science vessel here by him, and at the same time this expansion will be sniped. So the expansion from JAEDONG pretty much under siege. He's going to try to add more and more Sunkens. And what exactly can be the solution here by Scan? Perhaps some battle cruisers later on would be a very good decision by him, and JAEDONG might try to finish the game with some Ultralisk. The Defilers and Lurkers will of course be very good into the late game here as well. And the other vultures just sitting here in the middle of them, just adding more and more of those mines, just to not allow JAEDONG to move here forward into the mines. Remember, the mines of course dealing massive amounts of splash damage, but he needs to be careful not to take damage from his own mines. Scan nicely reacting here, but the plague has been casted here as well by the Zerg. So with that, slowly but steadily JAEDONG is moving forward. He's gaining more and more map control. Units are still here in position, just defending this one location. And JAEDONG tries of course to take his other expansion here as well. So either battle cruisers or massive amounts of science vessels could be the answer here from Scan versus those Defilers, just pretty much irradiating all of the units. So he has to vessels, but he needs quite a larger amount, and those vessels are pretty much exposed. Some marines should of course come back to defend them. Sadly here for him, he's going to get sniped. 2 of the important science vessels have been taken out. So Scan all of a sudden in a very bad situation, as the expansion here looking like very much secured here for JAEDONG, as more and more of the defilers are moving forward with Plague, with Dark Swarm, and the Zerglings now even dealing. It's very quick 1-to-1 for him. Let's check the Zerg. 1 carapace for him, and still no transition into Ultralisk here for JAEDONG. Still staying onto the defiler, Zergling, and Lurker tactics here by him. More units are getting sniped here left and right, and at the same time the Zerglings in the middle of the map will of course take massive amounts of them. So a great tactic here by Scan, leaving those mines on the ground, not allowing JAEDONG to move here out and to attack on different directions. Very smart move by him, but of course an overlord will kill this, but he needs a range attack to clear those mines on the ground. And some SCVs, looks like he's going to transfer them straight here into the middle of the map, or is he going to build an expansion here? So quite a long way to go for those SCVs, quite a dangerous way for them to go, as we do have an attack here in the middle of the map. The lurkers are getting bored, so the vultures taking more and more splash damage. And yes, Scan might go into a different direction very soon. He even has this expansion right here. But yeah, the newly established bases here from the Zerg are still not touched, so a nice move here forward. Scan could of course take out the drones from JAEDONG. Move by him. But yeah, still the drone count is very healthy here for JAEDONG, as more and more damage is being taken by his economy. Scan also closing in towards 60 workers already. Still sadly here for him, he's not really able to inflict any massive damage against the economy from JAEDONG, as perhaps he could have moved here forward into this location, so no defilers here defending it, only 1 sunken. So he could try of course a run by with those vultures. This is exactly, I believe, why JAEDONG is pretty much going to block the ramp here with his units. So Scan also nicely expanding onto the map, as slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 20-minute mark. So quite interesting game, still anyone's game. Perhaps a small advantage here for JAEDONG, as he has those 2 bases in the lower right which haven't been touched. But yeah, Scan reacting with this expansion and this expansion right here. I believe very soon he's going to try to take this expansion here as well. So yeah, we have a small stalemate, a good map control here by Scan all of a sudden, as he's now moving forward with massive amounts of tanks. So this could be very deadly against JAEDONG. How is he going to react? The swarm is here, Defiler immediately creating the Dark Swarm. I believe he's going to add more and more Dark Swarm here towards the position from the tanks. Oh, hold on, we actually have a drop attempt here by JAEDONG, so what a great tactic here by him, catching Scan a little bit off guard. Scan nicely reacting, taking those SCV out of danger, immediately uplifting the space, but this will of course slow down the push here, and at the same time JAEDONG creating the highway, the Dark Swarm highway, of course allowing those Zerglings to stay alive. Now the lurkers should be able to clear this very soon. So yeah, great move here by JAEDONG. Scan is being forced to uplift his base and just go straight into this location, so lots and lots of mining time has been lost by him. I think that now a great reaction, and this is what I told you, Scan made it here forward with his vultures, dealing more and more damage towards the workers from JD. Will be cleared eventually. Some mines would have been also nice here, but yeah, I believe they would have also dealt damage towards their own units. So a quite interesting move here by both players, a very strong move here by JD with the lurkers, with the defilers, and Scan being forced to uplift and search for a different location, as now he has pretty much abandoned this location right here. And yeah, sadly here for Scan, still didn't made it here forward towards the expansion point. The Dark Swarm once again proving to be very strong, and like previously said, I still finally there is an Ultralisk Den by JD. And with that he might have the economy, but he still lacks on minerals, so he might need more minerals to finish the game. It's just massive amounts of Zerglings for him, with defilers, with lurkers. No transition yet into the into the Ultras. So those Zerglings actually giving infinite mana towards those Defilers just to create more and more Dark Swarm. Sadly, that's very hard for the Terran to stand off. As you know, the Lurkers now in a great position here. Should be clear, but once again we see the Dark Swarm, we see the Lurkers in a good position, dealing good damage towards the Vultures on the ground. As JAEDONG has even taken this expansion right here, so quite a hard game here for Scan. And we actually have massive amounts of Zerglings now moving forward. There are some mines on the ground, there are tanks in the back for Scan, and I don't see any Defilers here, so they should be cleared. Interesting move here by JAEDONG, but in the end this was cleared, of course. At the same time he's trying to move out with some Zerglings here, dealing quite good damage towards the tanks. Always nice to swap the Zerglings for the tanks, as more Plague is getting casted here, so quite low HP towards those units. At the same time, once again we have a move out. We still will see very soon the Dark Swarm, and Scan is getting more and more pushed back, and he loses, sadly for him, he loses more and more of his units thanks to those Lurkers by JD. So what exactly is going to be his answer? Not really making any progress here into moving forward into the expansion point. And at the same time JAEDONG once again reacting with a Defiler push here, forcing once again an uplift, forcing Scan to pull back, and you can see just a small group of Zerglings here being able to inflict so much damage towards the Plagued tanks, as Scan is now pushing forward. Good mech unit in Potion. We might even see some drops happening here, and yes indeed drops dealing good damage towards the tanks, so JAEDONG tries of course his best to defend here. Scan slowly but steadily pushes here forward with his tanks, but we see once again an attack from the back with massive amounts of Zerglings, upgraded Zerglings here for JD 2-1, and the Dark Swarm of course gives great cover. Even Hydras are moving forward, so no transition into Ultralisk. Interesting enough, he stays on Zerglings, he stays on Hydras and Lurkers with Defilers, and it seems to be working out pretty well for him. Let's see for how long, as Scan also looks very scary with those tanks on the ground, and slowly but steadily I believe he's gaining more and more momentum, pushing more and more forward, but not having that many expansions just like JAEDONG has. And look at that, the Metaswarm also nicely giving cover, actually allowing the Zerg to be the global force here to move forward with his units. And yeah, Dark Swarm once again is going to push this back, and I believe the Barrack has seen this expansion right here, and with that I believe we do indeed have the GG here from Scan. So sadly for him, his pushes didn't really make it here forward towards the expansion points. At the same time the harassment was very good here by JAEDONG into this location and this location as well, and now Scan saw this expansion right here, and with that he only had one mining, actually two mining bases, but in the end I believe it was just way too much. Still no transition into finally, actually we do see the first Ultralisk here being produced, and many more. Yes indeed, 5 more Ultralisk would have been produced, and with that of course the Zerg would have been able to finish the game here into his favor. Quite a long game, it was a nice back and forth game, a very balanced game. In the end JAEDONG proving to be a little bit too strong here for Scan. Just check the stats once again as I'm going to be clicking left and right. A very good game by both players, but in the end the harassment and that Dark Swarm proved to be way too strong. And let's not forget that quite a little bit imbalanced for the Defiler just to massively kill Zerglings for mana and just massively pretty much spam the Dark Swarm on the ground, just giving more and more tankiness towards his units. Yeah, still leaving Zerglings and Hydralisk as a tactic, so no Ultralisk. Just late on around the 23-minute mark he went for those Ultralisks. So interesting game, nice game, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy signing out.